So today's session is reality check. So today's is a prosperity series where we are going to talk a little bit about reality check. So one of the things that Master Chokoksui says is that projects should be self-financing. And interestingly enough, he says that for pranic healing projects. So what that means is that even though we are a spiritual school and we are trying to do all these things that are spiritual in nature, Master Cho is very, very practical in the sense that he doesn't want us to have a project that is constantly requiring input, but there is not enough output. Okay. So what got me thinking is that if Master Cho can say that for pranic healing projects, don't you think that should also apply to our businesses or even our careers? Okay. So I do understand that some businesses and obviously, investment in career, investment in education is something that we need to do. I agree with that. But there comes a point, with some people where literally you feel that it is the house or the home assets that are funding the business, or it is the home assets that are funding the education of the person who is then going to become a professional. Now, obviously, all of this requires some balancing. So I'm not saying anything is, absolutely right or absolutely wrong. But what I'm trying to convey is basically a philosophy, which is that is the income or are the assets of the house building the assets of the business, which is okay to some extent. But sometimes we've seen people who mortgage their homes and they take out a loan, which is a business loan. Now, I understand that that seems like a good thing to do, but you need to also keep in mind that when people do things like that, when they give what are called personal guarantees, or when they mortgage their house and they take a business loan, you need to keep in mind that if something happens to the business, then the home also goes. Okay, so that's a very dangerous situation. So I always recommend to people, and I also feel that through Master Cho's teachings, what I've learned is that we need to grow our businesses organically. What I mean by that is that we start small, we start with the money we have, and we slowly grow the business. We don't use the money from home or home assets or home savings to what I would call feed the business. Okay, one time, okay, to set up a factory, okay. But if you're constantly, using up home jewelry, home assets, home cash, and you're constantly putting it into the business because it's not doing well, and you're continuing to expand the business, now that's what we need to think about. And I'm saying this because we have, sometimes we get clients who we find are doing this, where they are basically using the savings that they have from doing work and they're feeding it into the business. Now, this also applies when we are looking at education for, expensive type education for our children. If they're going in for something like doctorate or engineering or even business school or going abroad or any of those things. We need to make sure that we are not exactly, liquidating home assets to build certain other assets. And if we are, then we should have a project plan. So as Master Chokoksui says in the quotation that we sent out today, he basically says projects should be self-financing. Okay. Now, the other thing is that where do we get this money from? So, if I'm kind of suggesting that, don't mortgage your home to set up your business, or don't mortgage your home to take a what's called a bridge loan from the bank, then what am I talking about? So I'm going back to Master Chokoksui teachings, which is 10% tithing of whatever income you have at whatever time you have it. And then 20 to 30% goes into savings. Okay. We must learn to save. We really have to. I'm sure that COVID has taught all of us the value of savings, right? Liquid savings. So, if we are able to maintain that discipline and we're able to save, then I think things will be a lot more comfortable. So this is obviously coming directly from the fact that we have a couple of clients who have been approaching with these kind of issues. Now, when we do pranic healing, and again, that's just an example I'm using because that's what Master Cho talks about, is that when we do pranic healing workshops or we do pranic healing projects, in our books, we are instructed to basically keep track of every expense. We are instructed to make sure that there is more revenue coming in than expenses going out. And all of this has to be done in the context of the basic finances, which is 10% tithing, 20 to 30% savings, and the rest of it you can spend. Okay, so I'm just going to put the slide up again because this means a lot to me. which is reality check is the business building the assets for the family or vice versa. So the other thing I wanted to add is for those of us who are in business or who are even in professional work, what is the asset that we have built over our life? Okay, so it's important to build assets. If you've been working for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, just look at yourself and just evaluate, what is the asset that I have built? Do I have more investments in liquidity? Do I have property? Do I have, I don't know, jewelry, gold, whatever is an asset for you? Have you built more assets with whatever you have done? Okay. Now, if you haven't built assets, then we need to think what happened. Are we just working for the banks? Are we just working to pay off loans? Are we just working, money coming in and money going out, and there's no asset that's created? Now, we need to also keep in mind that, at some point, we all of us will become older and we may not wish to work as hard anymore. If you can, that's great. If you want to, that's great. But shouldn't we also have the option of, taking a little bit of rest in retirement? So how are we going to do that? Even if you're a business person, if you're not going to be, if we don't have, if we haven't built any assets like liquid assets or financial assets, then how are we going to do that? Right? So every year at the end of the year, I wouldn't say that we think about this like, 365 days a year. Most of the year, focus on your work. But every year at the end of the year or the beginning of the year or March or whenever is a good time for you, just look at what is the asset that you have created, year on year. Like last year in March, I had this level of assets. This year in March, I have this level of assets. Okay. Now, assets can only be created if there is savings. So, really, this talk is about savings, about encouraging us to save. And obviously, in order to save, we have to live in a certain moderate way. So, we have to look at what is our income, what can we really afford to spend, not afford to spend, what should we spend, and what should we not spend. Okay. So, savings, I know even for us who are, for some people who are homemakers, even if you get a household budget, you can always save. Okay, so saving is a really important tool. And for those of us in business, of course, I would like to request everyone who is in business to just think about this. What is the asset that the business has created? Because when I take these sessions for businessmen or I do healings for my clients, I always ask them the simple question: why did you set up a business or why are you working? Just take a few seconds, just think about it. Why are you working? To make your life easier, right? So if you want to make your life easier and you're not saving anything, then how is it becoming easier? Okay, so these are all things for self-reflection. Obviously, there are no rights and wrongs. I'm really not trying to take up, what should I say, an argument with anybody. Just trying to put across my thoughts, trying to make people think in different ways about saving and the importance of saving. Okay, so that's what I have to say. So let's be aware of our crown. Let's be aware of our heart. Let's raise our hands in blessing position. Let's visualize everyone on planet Earth building assets that can serve them. Let us visualize everyone working hard and at the same time saving 20 to 30% of their income and building assets with it. And by the law of karma, let's also bless our own assets. So, what I understand is that it's one thing to get an asset, it's a completely different thing to keep the asset. Okay, so we have to be aware of that as well. Okay, so let's bless our asset with protection. Let's bless our assets with the ability to generate income. The more financially secure we are, the easier it becomes for us to move further steps towards spirituality, towards our soul journey. Let's also bless our financial targets, health targets, relationship targets, and spiritual targets. Let's be grateful to God for giving us, for helping us discern, for helping us to build assets with our income. Let's bless everyone affected by the COVID-19 virus, all the all the patients, all the clients. If you're a healer, bless all your clients. If you're in any other kind of business, bless your clients. If you're a homemaker, then your family is your client, so to say. Bless them. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Let's massage our face. So thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you enjoyed our little info session. So again, if you are looking to take healing for financial reasons, whether it's personal or business, then you can contact us on the number below in the YouTube box, and you can join us for meditation, which is 4 p.m., and you can also take the mass healing. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Thank you for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping bless everybody on planet Earth. And of course, those of us who are healers, please start healing.